There's something so rewarding about playing a Metroidvania. At first, these type of games can be frustrating, but then as you progress and gain the items that you need to advance to the next part of the game, it all starts to make sense. Fearmonium is a game that mixes this type of gameplay with beautiful, Cuphead-like graphics for a rewarding but flawed experience. Full disclosure, the game's developers were gracious enough to supply me a review code for the Nintendo Switch version of this game, so let's go. Fearmonium is unlike any other Metroidvania I have played in that playing it made me feel like a jerk. This is because you play as a small clown who must develop a phobia in the mind of his boy named Max. Max is a kid who doesn't have much going for him. He finds out that the girl he loves is moving far away, and on top of that, he is bullied at school. And then there's you, the little clown who runs around Max's mind to try and destroy the joy inside of it in your journey to become a phobia inside his mind. Right off the bat, you will notice that this game has some great graphics. And yes, they should look familiar to anyone who has played a Cuphead game, because it seems that the developers, Red Black Spade, basically used Cuphead's art style throughout the game. But aside from the game's graphics, Fearmonium does not share any other similarities with Cuphead. Let's start with the main character. You play as this little mallet-swinging clown with a pair of soulless eyes. You don't say anything throughout your playthrough, which means that maybe you're a mime? But that's okay, there are plenty of other clowns in Max's mind that will do the talking for you. You meet up with the bodacious Lady Depression who sits in her bathtub surrounded by these eyeballs with wings. She bids you to destroy all of Max's happy memories and other things that bring him joy so that the clowns can become a phobia in Max's mind. The game has a heavy mind component and they talk about neurons, phobias, and other things that affect mental health. The game gives you fair warning that the subject matter may be disturbing to some people, and with good reason. As you dive further into the game, you find out how truly miserable Max is, and that he is rather hopeless. Max's mind is rather colorful and cartoony. Most of the enemies you will be fighting in this game are these white people, who look the opposite of Max. They all look so super damn happy that it's sort of fun killing them. Like other Metroidvanias, you have a huge map to explore and bosses you need to take out if you are to obtain the next item that grants you access to previously inaccessible areas. But some of the items that you need don't require big boss fights. Sometimes you just have to get to the right portion of the map, take out an enemy and get the item. Or go to the area, find a clown who grants you powers, and then you can access the other areas. In Fearmonium, you are armed with a mallet. You can collect clowns scattered in Max's mind who grant you their attack power, and you can also use a sub-weapon such as rockets and present bombs, and these little ice cream trucks. The game also allows you to dash, double jump, and slide if you find the right clown or beat the right boss to get the power. The controls for this game are simple, but the game's mechanics make them fail at times, and are quite jank. For example, you can't swing your mallet in another direction without depressing the attack button, moving in the direction you want to swing at, and then pressing the attack button once again. It's the same issue when you want to duck and swing your weapon. The other thing about this game is that some of the special clown attacks are nonsensical. I know, we are talking about clowns, but did a mallet that triggers after a combo really need to be a standalone attack? The sub-weapons are pretty nonsensical as well, except for the rockets. They come in a variety of flavors including homing rockets and a tri-shot rocket. I use the rockets most. As you access the different parts of the map, the enemies you encounter will be different and more powerful. Before taking on each of the bosses in the game, you must find a key that will grant you access to their lair. The good thing about this game is that Lady Depression is usually near the entrance to each of these layers, and you can save your game so that you don't have to do much backtracking. Lady Depression also sells extra health, rockets, and a resurrection clown that comes in handy. You can also jump in Lady Depression's tub and teleport to various parts of the map where you previously unlocked Lady Depression. This is all very much appreciated because this map is rather large. As you would expect, there are several items to collect in this game. As part of your mission, you must rescue these crows from captivity. If you rescue them, you can ride their backs to find these little clown dolls that grant you extra health, stamina, and attack power. These little clown dolls are also sprinkled throughout the game, and it's rewarding when you find them. There are tons of salesmen in this game that hawk everything from extra bombs to power-ups for your special clown attacks. The game also has these hidden masks that you can collect, and these crystals dropped by enemies that you can collect for rewards. The collecting isn't cumbersome though, and it didn't get in the way of my enjoyment of the game, like so many games do when they force you to collect things just for the sake of it. The game's bosses aren't too difficult at all to beat. With enough health syringes and a resurrection clown, I was able to beat most of them rather easily. This game does not have any difficulty settings, but to me, that's not really a deal breaker. Let's talk about the game's music. It doesn't really fit the theme of the game per se. Most of it is upbeat and fast paced. I would expect a more melancholy soundtrack to be playing in good old Max's mind. The music itself at times got repetitive, and I was happy when it would change into something else when I would enter a new area. The sound effects in this game were lacking something as well. I'm not sure if it's the art style and the sound, because I thought the same thing about Cuphead. The other thing that I want to point out is that this game crashed on me a few times when entering new areas. Super frustrating. But still, I just couldn't put the game down as I have with other games that have crashed on me for no apparent reason. I know I pointed out some flaws in this game, but I want to say that this game did have its moments and I had some fun with it. The game's art style and storytelling made me want to go deeper in the game and made this a worthwhile use of my valuable video game time. If you're looking for a different type of Metroidvania with great storytelling and compelling characters, look no further than Fearmonium. It's on sale right now on the eShop for $10.39. And that's going to be it for the Big Retro Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, and leaving a like. And I will catch you next time on the Big Retro Show.